Welcome back everybody. So this is the third video now, looking at the residual differences in the box here. So just to recap, there's two other videos before this where we looked at the different heights that we cut these grasses at, just to look at the impacts that that'll have on the regrowth of that plant. So today we're here. It's been a month now of regrowth. We've had some pretty good sunny conditions, hence the chicory and that's still growing. So what we're going to do today is just remove, a row of that stuff that was cut down to 2 centimetres, below our ideal grazing height, and the stuff that was left at the 5 to 6 centimetres, and look at the difference in growth we've got in those plants. So stay tuned. I'll come through, I'll cut it all off, and we'll have a look and see what sort of yields we got off those plants. Righto, so now we're done. We've removed the grass and also reset our residuals. So we've reset the first one here back to 2 centimetres to indicate we've overgrazed again below that 4 to 6 centimetres. Then we've got this one here at 4 centimetres this time, and then these three we're leaving at 6 centimetres because once we get into spring, I'll do some other sort of demonstrations around once we get to spring and growth starts to increase, and what happens if we leave too much residual, and also what happens if we don't graze before that canopy closure and allow it to elongate and get aerial tillering and those sorts of things. So we'll discuss that sort of stuff in spring, but again we'll have a look to see what the residual is and difference this next grazing. Also we have reset the residual on the rye corn as well, which has ryegrass in it, just to show the difference between overgrazing that rye corn and oats and those cereal types compared to leaving a nice residual to allow it to keep getting through winter and to be there for you once you get to spring as well. So come over here now and we'll have a look at the cuts. Okay, so here we are. We've cut all our grasses off all our different residuals. We've got our 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 centimetre residuals. As last time, we just put a picture up here of what they looked like before we cut them. And as you can see, especially below that 3 centimetre residual, 4 to 3 centimetres residual, we've got a lot less growth in those plants. Like those plants haven't had that energy stored in that stem to be able to grow that first leaf and to be able to capture the sunlight to be able to give us the yield for this rotation. So just by leaving that 4 to 6 centimetre residual, as we can see in this 30-day rotation, we've grown a lot more feed here. Also down here, this is just a example of each of the plants out of those different residual heights. So we've got our 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and centimetre residual. As you can see in the 4 to 6 centimetre residual, we've got nice big longer leaves. They've had more energy to be able to grow that first leaf, hence they've grown bigger than second and third leaf. These fellas down here just haven't had the energy reserves to be able to grow that leaf out through the winter period at the moment. Also here we've got southern green rye corn. So southern green rye corn, it's the same as if you're going to be grazing oats and cereals and things like that. They have a higher growing point. So we left a higher residual on this fella here. There's definitely a lot more yield that we've got off this fella here, leaving that extra 3, 4 centimetres of residual compared to this fella here that's been down a bit further. So that's basically it there. Thanks very much. We'll come back again in spring and have a look, and we'll have a chat about the different heights with the elongating stems and stuff like that, going past canopy closure, and also seeing what happens with aerial tilling and things like that. Thanks very much, guys. Talk to you soon.